New tonight on our news, live at 7. Bahamas Air. Exodus from Haiti. New tonight on our news, live at 7. Bahamas Air suspends flights to Haiti amid escaped inmates and civil unrest. But first, deal rejected. The Electrical Workers Union expresses discontent over uncertainty about the future of the power company amid talks of privatization. Plus, the F&M leader dismisses government's travel budget debate as laughable amidst the ongoing controversy. Then in our news at 7:30. BPL's turmoil comes back into focus as outrage over alleged outsourcing deal sparks public outcry. Our news live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to our news live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kindino Knowles. Uncertainty persists at Bahamas Power and Light as it remains unclear what the future could look like for the power company. This amid talks of a possible privatization. One union leader now saying even after a meeting over the weekend, there are still many unanswered questions. Berthany McDermott gets us started tonight.
While confusion remains over the future of Bahamas Power and Light, Bahamas Electrical Workers Union President Kyle Wilson says, following a meeting with the Prime Minister, the union is still left with many unanswered questions, and they're not happy.
The word coming out of the meeting, special call meeting with the members, is that there's an outright no to the deal.
F&M leader Michael Pintard claims the government plans to privatize the power giant. This as union leaders told Our News officials revealed plans that the government is contracting a company to oversee BPL's transmission and distribution systems. Well, we sought to get answers from Prime Minister Philip Davis about what exactly is the plan for the utility company.
So can you tell us what's the plan, what your plan is for BPL? There's been some rumors that the government plans to
On Sunday, Davis denied claims BPL will be privatized. In an ex-post, Energy Minister JoBeth Colby Davis said the government's energy reform roadmap is to, among other things, reduce prices, increase reliability and efficiency, add cleaner sources of energy, and to upgrade and modernize the outdated grids. She said she's looking forward to sharing upgrades in the coming days and weeks. Wilson says all plans point to a deal not in the best interest of Bahamians.
I have not heard from the Utilities Regulation Commission or anything to corroborate anything the government is saying. And are these deals in accordance with the proper processes of procurement according to the laws of the Bahamas? And if we don't have the documentation to show it, then I would say they are probably not.
The union chief says their position will not change. We asked what's the plan to get the answers they desire.
Should have been at the table from day one. It's like an equation. You start wrong, you end wrong. So what you have to do, start over. Okay, and so we're asking to start over. No one wants to engage in any action that disrupts the Bahamian people. Bahamian people pay for light and not for fight.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
All right, thanks for that, Berthany. Bahamas Air has suspended flights to Haiti. It comes after the turmoil-stricken nation has declared a state of emergency after thousands of inmates escaped from its largest prison. In response to escalating civil unrest, Bahamas Air has grounded all flights into Cape Haitian, effective immediately. The airline's managing director, Tracy Cooper, making the announcement this morning.
Out of an abundance of caution, Bahamas Air doesn't fly into Port-au-Prince at this time. We fly into Cape Haitian. But out of abundance of caution and with collaboration and consultation with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we've decided that we will suspend our operation into Cape Haitian for the immediate future. The suspension of the flights into Haiti is dynamic. We really don't know how the violence would subside, if it will sustain itself a bit. So what we've done is just simply put into our system where the flights will be canceled probably for the next 2-3 weeks.
The civil unrest in Haiti has intensified in recent weeks with protests and demonstrations erupting across the nation. More recently, protests calling for Prime Minister Ariel Henry to resign. Now, the issues stem from a variety of socio-political issues, including economic instability, allegations of government corruption, and dissatisfaction with the current administration. A press statement issued by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs said 5 of its staff members in the Bahamas Embassy in Haiti have returned to the capital for consultation. Meantime, Bahamas Air passengers with existing reservations to Haiti are advised to contact the airline. As for how the cancellations will impact the airline financially,
Haiti is actually the highest yield route for the airline, believe it or not. But we only operate 2 flights a week, so it's not the fact that we are like with Fort Lauderdale where we're going 2 and 3 times a day. With it only being twice a week, it will have some impact, but it should not be an over impactful thing for the airline from a financial standpoint.
there's been a lot of back and forth over the last few weeks over the Prime Minister's travel budget, specifically travel during Grand Bahama and Bimini's by-election last November. Communications Director in the Office of the Prime Minister, Latrey Ramming, said at no time did the Prime Minister use the budget for political reasons. But now F&M leader Michael Pintard adding his voice to the discourse, describing the whole debacle as, quote, laughable.
The government has had a proposal from the petroleum dealers even before this last letter, and we are at a loss as to why the government has not given them a counter proposal in detail. So we'll undertake to sit with them. We've spoken to several members of the association, but to meet with the association in its entirety, and we'll be more than happy to comment further at that time.
Pintard also calling into question the large delegation, he says, accompanied the Prime Minister during that time.
This conversation about the Prime Minister is almost laughable. Remember, the entire cabinet was in Grand Bahama. We're talking about ministries that have not been paying close attention to the transformation of Grand Bahama. Curiously, was all there. Ministers of state, parliamentary secretaries, senior public servants, and all persons associated with them were in Grand Bahama during that period. It would be useful to see how their travels and accommodations were paid for.
And new tonight, our news obtaining this letter delivered to Prime Minister Philip Davis last week by the Bahamas Petroleum Retailers Association. Now, the organization has been lobbying for a 15% gas margin increase, and association members say they do not make a significant profit based on the current margin. The letter reminding the Prime Minister of several proposals made to government since last April, as well as a new requirement by Inland Revenue for an external audit of business with sales over $5 million, which they say will not only impact gas stations, but will add additional costs. This coming after retailers claim they were told repeatedly to wait for the price to go down, then government will take action. And Grand Bahama police arresting a 48-year-old Bulgarian man. Police say he's a suspect in a sexual assault case. Police not releasing a lot of information on the matter, but they did say the incident happened on board a cruise ship between Friday and Saturday. The alleged victim said to be an Albanian woman. Well, March is celebrated as Police Month, and as we do every year, our news takes an inside look at different units within the Royal Bahamas Police Force. And this year, we're focusing on the Scientific Support Services Union. And as our Jasmine Brown tells us, it's where evidence for all crimes committed in the country ends up.
The Scientific Support Services Unit is housed at the Royal Bahamas Police Force's East Street headquarters right here in New Providence. And as I found out when I recently toured the facility, it's not only where all evidence is processed, they also do limited testing for the Turks and Caicos Islands. These officers traveled from Exuma to bring evidence on a case they were investigating. On this day, Inspector Nikita Taylor was tasked with processing the evidence.
Every single item that is of evidential purpose will come to the exhibit, whether that be one seed or marijuana or firearms, whatever they may be.
So who else works in the unit? The nearly 30-person lab is made up of ballistics experts, controlled substance analysts, biologists, and technicians, and they're not all police officers. Some are civilians. They're led by Scientific Support Services Director Chief Superintendent Rochelle Delaveau. She says given how many areas of forensics they cover, there is never a day they're not busy.
The chemistry unit, which is concerned with the analysis of suspected drugs. The toxicology unit, that's concerned with the analysis of biological fluids for poisons or drugs. Firearms unit is concerned with the examination of firearms as well as fired evidence. The biology unit deals with anything biological. That is the examination of biological fluids.
And with less than 30 people in the unit, they're also hiring.
The number of analysts we have is really not in keeping with the amount of casework we have. Every day we get additional cases in the lab, and we're trying to keep juggle the cases and the court dates.
Now, if you're looking for a career in the unit, here's what you'll need: a bachelor's degree in biology or chemistry, and of course, you'll have to be a hard worker. Reporting for Our News, I'm Jasmine Brown.
All right, thanks for that, Jasmine. Well, we've got much more to get to tonight, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. And Greg, I'm seeing 76 behind you. Those 70s are creeping up higher and higher, and we certainly feel it.
It's warming up, yeah. We kicking off March with some showers as well. We had a couple of those showers and some thunderstorms overnight. We had a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings. And we're going to continue to see these temperatures climb a little bit. Frontal boundary will be coming in by Wednesday. We'll tell you a little more about that. 76 degrees right now with a few clouds outside our studios. South winds at 8 miles per hour. And that's the reason why we have these warm temperatures, bringing in that warm tropical air mass. Feels like 75 on the outside. Temperatures around the islands, all in the low to mid 70s across the Northern Island. 74 in Freeport, 73 Marsh Harbor, Abaco. Pick up 75 in Alistown, Bimini. Nicholstown, Andros, Great Harbor Key here in the capital, 76. Governor's Harbor, 74. Central Bahamas, 76 again in Kemps Bay. Georgetown, 75 is Norristown, Cat Island. Coopertown, San Salvador, 73. Deadman's Key, Long Island, you guys are 77. And into the southeast Bahamas, a string of 77s then. Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, Delectable Bay, Abrams Bay, and Providenciales. Over in Duncantown, Ragged Island, 79. Also, deep south, Matthewtown, Inagua, you guys rounded our temperature profile at 79 as well. Well, as I mentioned, we had some showers kicking off the first full week of March. Some isolated thunderstorms still occurring, but most of the activity now pushing out towards the east. That was all associated with a mid to upper level disturbance and a surface trough across the area. That should exit our area. High pressure will dominate our weather for the next day. And then we do have a frontal boundary getting in here sometime Wednesday. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. Look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Historic 5-year industrial agreement signed by the Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union. Plus, we'll tell you the new hotline that the Bahamas National Trust is launching so you can report suspected illegal activity. The story when Our News returns. Immerse yourself in the enchanting allure of Acklands. Night after night, accompany us on a week-long expedition as we unveil the undiscovered treasures of this island paradise. See its pristine beaches, embrace the vibrant culture, and live the experience through the lens of Our News. Tune in every night at 7 p.m. for a captivating blend of inspiration, adventure, and the irresistible charm of Acklands. Coming this March, only on Our News.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Immerse yourself. A historic 5-year industrial agreement has been signed between the Bahamas Hotel and Restaurant Employers Association and the Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union. The agreement, which has been described as long overdue, takes effect immediately. Darren Woods, president of the BHCAWU, outlines the agreement's key components. He also says they've been able to accomplish something that's never been done.
We believe that we were able to settle on something that would advance them in terms of their living standard, their base wage movement, certain emoluments we were able to accomplish. Some of the things we were able to get for the membership across the board would have been a 11% increase across the board. For the tip category, it would be 11% on top of the minimum wage. For the non-tip, it would be 11% on the last negotiated rate. We were able to get lump sum payments for them, which are historic.
Some hotel workers have been without a contract since 2018. While he did not disclose the dollar amount of the contract, president of the association and Atlanta's executive vice president, Russell Miller, says it's in the tens of millions and will impact over 10,000 workers.
It's not just Atlanta's workers, so I want to make sure that we send a clear message that this is not just a contract for Atlanta's, but for all of our member hotels in the association. So, you've heard the words historic, it's monumental. These are some of the changes in the agreement are things that for the last 11, 12 years have not been affected, have not been impacted. So that we've come to an agreement, we've reached the agreement, it impacts the overall take-home performance of our team members substantially. And this was, not easy decisions because we knew it was going to impact the association particularly, but it was the right thing to do.
All right, the Bahamas National Trust launching a new enforcement hotline encouraging the public to report suspected illegal activity they see happening in or near national parks across the country. The news coming in a statement from BNT that thanked the public for the influx of reports that came in on February 25th of suspected harmful activities in the Bonefish Pond National Park area. Trust officials say those reports prompted teams to immediately conduct aerial and ground patrols. BNT Executive Director Lakeisha Anderson-Rolls says, quote, although the area where the incident has taken place is outside of the park's boundary, the concerns expressed by citizens show an increased awareness of the importance of conserving our wetlands, end quote. That new enforcement hotline, 396-0188, again, 396-0188. All right, when our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as inmates escape a central Haiti prison after an armed attack. Plus, the U.S. Supreme Court restores former President Donald Trump to the ballot, and French lawmakers make abortion a constitutional right. The story when our news returns. Immerse yourself in the enchanting allure of Acklands. Night after night, accompany us on a week-long expedition as we unveil the undiscovered treasures of this island paradise. See its pristine beaches, embrace the vibrant culture, and live the experience through the lens of our news. Tune in every night at 7 p.m. for a captivating blend of inspiration, adventure, and the irresistible charm of Acklands. Coming this March, only on Our News.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. Haiti's government declared a 72-hour state of emergency after armed gangs stormed a major prison, leaving 12 dead and around 3,700 inmates on the loose. Gangs controlling 80% of Port-au-Prince demand Prime Minister Ariel Henry's resignation. Amid escalating violence, schools and businesses are closed and uncertainty gripping the streets. Gang leader Jimmy Cherizier called for Henry's removal, leading to coordinated attacks. The situation worsened with the main prison overrun, leaving chaos and fear in its wake. Haiti, already plagued by instability, faces a dire crisis as government struggles to regain control. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled that Donald Trump could remain on Colorado's Republican primary ballot, barring states from disqualifying candidates for federal office under a constitutional provision involving insurrection and reversing Colorado's exclusion of him from its ballot. Zachary Goldman has this.
The U.S. Supreme Court on Monday rejected an effort to remove Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump from the primary ballot in Colorado, one day before that state holds primary nominating contests ahead of the 2024 presidential election. The unanimous ruling from the 9 justices reverses a decision late last year by Colorado's top court disqualifying Trump. The case cited a rarely invoked clause of the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, Section 3, which bars from office any, quote, officer of the United States who took an oath, quote, to support the Constitution of the United States, and then, quote, engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same, or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof.
Trump incited a violent mob to attack our Capitol.
A group of Colorado voters argued that Donald Trump's efforts to subvert his 2020 election loss, which fueled the violent January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol, amounted to insurrection. Trump's attorneys argued he was not an officer under the 14th Amendment and denied the allegation of insurrection. The Supreme Court ruled on Monday that only Congress, not states, can determine a candidate's eligibility under the 14th Amendment. Monday's decision clears the way for Trump to wrap up the Republican nomination. He remains the commanding frontrunner. His only remaining rival, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, has won but a single contest, the Washington, D.C. primary over the weekend. The Supreme Court's speedy resolution of the ballot qualification question stands in contrast with its slower pace in another case, whether Trump has presidential immunity from criminal charges. The former president is facing federal charges accusing him of illegally retaining classified documents and misleading investigators seeking to recover them, and also for a number of alleged schemes to subvert the 2020 election. The justices are scheduled to hear arguments in the immunity case in late April, a much longer timeline. The Supreme Court's 6-3 conservative majority includes 3 Trump appointees.
France made history on Monday by enshrining the right to abortion in its constitution. It's a move hailed by women's rights groups as monumental but condemned by anti-abortion factions. In a joint parliamentary vote at Versailles Palace, 780 lawmakers supported the amendment while 72 opposed it. Abortion enjoys widespread acceptance in France, with approximately 80% of the population supporting its legality. The amendment ensures women have the freedom to choose abortion, reinforcing a right established since the 1974 law. The decision follows the U.S. Supreme Court's 2022 decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, prompting France to solidify abortion rights in its foundational law, setting a global precedent. The Caribbean Climate Outlook Forum, CARICOF, based in Barbados, has issued its forecast for the March to May period, predicting a weakening El Niño event in the Pacific and near-record warm temperatures in the tropical North Atlantic. CARICOF says this signals a warmer season ahead with possible heat waves by April. El Niño, characterized by abnormal warming of surface waters in the eastern tropical Pacific Ocean, marks the warm phase of the El Niño Southern Oscillation. While March may bring dry spells and evaporation, April to May, they say, could see increased rainfall, raising flood risks in most areas except the ABC Islands. Karakoff stressing preparedness is crucial to mitigate the impacts of extreme weather and prolonged drought. And British biotech company Oxitec says it's aiming to tackle Brazil's dengue crisis by releasing genetically modified mosquitoes. The company says these modified males carry a gene that prevent female offspring from maturing, thus reducing the disease-carrying population. With Brazil facing over 973,000 dengue cases and 195 deaths this year, Oxitec's solution is said to show promise. Company says in neighborhoods where deployed, mosquito numbers dropped by up to 90%, with Mayor Rodrigo Asiushi endorsing its potential for wider application. All right, still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was March 4th. Then in our news at 7:30, we'll tell you the $43,000 worth of hydroponic marijuana found in a grocery pallet, and how the opposition leader says his party can assist in the ongoing dispute over a margin increase for gas retailers. When our news returns. Immerse yourself in the enchanting allure of Acklands. Night after night, accompany us on a week-long expedition as we unveil the undiscovered treasures of this island paradise. See its pristine beaches, embrace the vibrant culture, and live the experience through the lens of our news. Tune in every night at 7 p.m. for a captivating blend of inspiration, adventure, and the irresistible charm of Acklands. Coming this March, only on Our News.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
Welcome back to Our News. It's time now to turn our spotlight on events that shaped the day that was March 4th. Take a look. On this day in Bahamian history in 1990, Ariana Vanderpool Wallace was born in Nassau. She's a retired multi-medal winning swimmer competing in various international events, including the Olympics, Commonwealth Games, Pan American Games, and Central American and Caribbean Games. Notably, she clinched 4 gold medals at the Central American and Caribbean Games in 2010 and a silver at the Commonwealth Games in 2014. In 2015, she secured gold and bronze at the Pan American Games. Vanderpool Wallace retired from professional swimming on June 7, 2015. And in 2017, a fire in the mud community in Abaco led to major destruction.
Police told Our News that more than 40 homes were destroyed and nearly 100 people were left homeless. It is the second inferno residents of the community had to battle with in just over a month. Police say it was shortly after 1 this morning when they received reports of the fire. When they arrived on the scene with firefighters and other volunteers, the massive blaze was quickly spreading throughout the community, aided by the strong winds, which proved a challenge for firefighters.
All right, to watch that historical recap again and for all of today's top stories, you can visit ournews.bs. That's going to do it for us in News at 7. Joining us now is Italia Hall with the latest headlines. Italia, happy Monday.
Happy Monday, a new week once again. Well, coming up, we'll tell you about the $43,000 worth of hydroponic marijuana found in a grocery pallet and how the opposition leader says his party can assist in the ongoing dispute over a margin increase for gas retailers. Here are your latest headlines. First tonight on our news live at 7:30, mounting concerns at Bahamas Power and Light. This as there's been talks that government plans to privatize the company. We have reaction.
We have the control over everything. So therefore, we don't need foreign intervention.
Plus, the leader of the Free National Movement says they are willing to help. This as the Petroleum Retailers Association recently requested a meeting with the nation's leader to discuss an increase in gas margins. Plus, how many people are struggling with a gambling addiction? While a local organization will soon conduct a survey which seeks to answer that question. And later, it has to happen. President of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce has high hopes for the new Grand Bahama International Airport. We have his full comments straight ahead. Our news live at 7:30 is back in a moment.
You've heard of electric cars. Now it's time you drive one. Easy Car Sales welcomes you to experience the power and prestige of the latest electric vehicles. Plug in at home for a 65% discount off your gas bill and never get stuck at the pump again. Build your dreams of a better future with a better car, the BYD EV. Visit easy242.com to book your free test drive today. Save your money while driving in style, only at Easy Car Sales.
Bahamas Power and Light Company Limited looks forward to helping our customers eliminate wasted energy. Energy conservation is the decision and practice of using less energy. Energy efficiency means using less energy to perform the same task, unplugging appliances not in use. That's energy conservation. Replacing an old refrigerator, washing machine with a new model, adding insulation to the attic and walls of a home. That's energy efficiency. People conserve to gain more control over their energy bill and to reduce demand on the Earth's natural resources. Take this journey with us as we build for better. BPL.
I'm Michaela Kerr. I'm an 18-year-old freshman at the University of the Bahamas, and I'm a computer science major. I'm also the NT Corporation's Youth Ambassador for the Environment, and I'm an environmentalist. My journey as an environmental advocate began with a simple yet profound realization that our environment is degrading right in front of my eyes. And being NT's Youth Ambassador for the Environment means that my words and my actions hold the power to help change the environment and the world around me. I find it exciting that I can be a student, live my life, and use my words and my voice to change the environment and the world around me. Most times I think it's a privilege. It's our environment and it's our generation to own. I don't think as a young person that there's anything more rewarding than being a part of bringing awareness. I'm Michaela Kerr, and I'm making a difference in my own words.
Immersion.
Welcome to our news. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. We've heard from the Prime Minister, the opposition leader, and the Minister of Energy on the ongoing saga at Bahamas Power and Light. Unions representing BPL workers expressing outrage over what they claim is a deal to reportedly outsource the transmission, distribution, and generation systems at the publicly owned utility company. Our Joshua Williams took to the streets to get residents' reactions on this.
Issues at Bahamas Power and Light dominating headlines as both the Bahamas Electrical Utility Managerial Union and the Bahamas Electrical Workers Union are calling on the Davis administration to stop an alleged deal. Both unions are up in arms with the government over the matter. We asked residents if they agree with the move.
It's tragic that we have to go foreign again to bring accountability and a better customer service to what we should own ourselves.
Well, no, because I feel like the human people, we need to be working, except if a job that we can't do. But if we can do it, then I feel like we should stick with Bahamian people.
The Prime Minister met with both unions over the weekend, reaffirming the government's support for industrial agreements and other commitments. Despite this, the unions aren't happy about how that meeting went. These residents are split on the union's concerns.
Pay them off, and then and then we'll see a smooth flowing through through the work as what they had been done as through BPL.
It's going to have an effect on them. I know quite a number of them would probably be out of jobs and on the job hunt for other jobs.
The Free National Movement is accusing the government of privatizing BPL. This after the Ingram-led government privatized the then Petroleum in 2011. But would residents support the idea?
I feel they should be privatized if we're going to get better service.
They will hurt the poor people who even can't afford to meet up to the standards of their bill.
And with everything going on at BPL, we asked residents what their solution would be to fix the issues at BPL.
Train our people, whereas situations like this would not come about.
Well, I think management needs to sit down with the unions and come to a solution as how quickly and how we're able to handle each given situation.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks for that, Josh. Well, the Free National Movement held a press conference on Sunday where members gave their views on several national issues. One of them, the Petroleum Retailers Association recently requesting a meeting with the Prime Minister to discuss an increase in gas margins. This after the association claims the Prime Minister promised a meeting with retailers during the first quarter of 2024. Party leader Michael Pintard says they're willing to help.
The government has had a proposal from the petroleum dealers even before this last letter, and we are at a loss as to why the government has not given them a counter proposal in detail. So we'll undertake to sit with them. We've spoken to several members of the association, but to meet with the association in its entirety, and we'll be more than happy to comment further at that time.
All right, an 18-year-old from Freeport, Grand Bahama, arrested on Saturday after he was found with hydroponic marijuana. A tip led officers attached to the Harbor Police Station, Bahamas Customs Department, along with Customs canines, to search a grocery pallet where they found a large stash of compressed marijuana. The drugs weighed 24 pounds and has an estimated street value of $43,000. Now investigations are continuing. Well, the Bahamas could see a large-scale gambling addiction survey in 2024. This as researchers seek to understand the country's gambling rates. We'll get to that story in a moment, but first, light showers in the capital on this Monday, and we can expect some more rain throughout the work week. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is live in the Weather Center with your first look at weather. Greg.
Yeah, we started off March with some showers early morning, a couple isolated thunderstorms. Things are quieting down right now. We still have some showers and thunderstorms across the Eleuthera area and the Cat. I'll show you that in a short while. 76 degrees though. It's warm outside with a few clouds. And of course, your winds out of the south at 8 miles per hour. That's what's bringing in those warm temperatures. Feels like 75 on the outside. Satellite and radar composite showing a disturbance, mid and upper level disturbance, as well as the surface trough across the northwest Bahamas, triggering some showers and some thunderstorms across that area. Most of the activity now moving out towards the east, but we are watching another system that's taking shape across the Texas area. That's sparking a few showers across Louisiana and the Gulf Coast. That one should get in here sometime Wednesday into Thursday, so more showers are in the forecast. That's a quick check on conditions around the island. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Thanks so much, Greg. Well, still to come on Our News, how many people are struggling with a gambling addiction? Hear about a local organization seeking to find the answer to that question through a survey that's set to take place later this year. Plus, the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce president optimistic about the new Grand Bahama International Airport. And later, we continue our sit-down interview with RF Bank and Trust as they seek to educate the public about the growing Bahamian capital market. The story when Our News continues.
You've heard of electric cars. Now it's time you drive one. Easy Car Sales welcomes you to experience the power and prestige of the latest electric vehicles. Plug in at home for a 65% discount off your gas bill and never get stuck at the pump again. Build your dreams of a better future with a better car, the BYD EV. Visit easy242.com to book your free test drive today. Save your money while driving in style, only at Easy Car Sales.
Bahamas Power and Light Company Limited looks forward to helping our customers eliminate wasted energy. Energy conservation is the decision and practice of using less energy. Energy efficiency means using less energy to perform the same task, unplugging appliances not in use. That's energy conservation. Replacing an old refrigerator, washing machine with a new model, adding insulation to the attic and walls of a home. That's energy efficiency. People conserve to gain more control over their energy bill and to reduce demand on the Earth's natural resources. Take this journey with us as we build for better. BPL.
I'm Michaela Kerr. I'm an 18-year-old freshman at the University of the Bahamas, and I'm a computer science major. I'm also the NT Corporation's Youth Ambassador for the Environment, and I'm an environmentalist. My journey as the environmental advocate began with a simple yet profound realization that our environment is degrading right in front of my eyes. And being NT's youth ambassador for the environment means that my words and my actions hold the power to help change the environment and the world around me. I find it exciting that I can be a student, live my life, and use my words and my voice to change the environment and world around me. Most times I think it's a privilege. It's our environment and it's our generation to own. I don't think as a young person that there's anything more rewarding than being a part of bringing awareness. I'm Michaela Kerr, and I'm making a difference in my own words.
Immerse yourself in the enchanting allure of Acklands. Night after night, accompany us on a week-long expedition as we unveil the undiscovered treasures of this island paradise. See its pristine beaches, embrace the vibrant culture, and live the experience through the lens of our news. Tune in every night at 7 p.m. for a captivating blend of inspiration, adventure, and the irresistible charm of Acklands. Coming this March, only on Our News.
Don't spend hours sending individual.
We could soon have data detailing how many people are struggling with gambling addiction thanks to a survey that's being conducted later this fall. March is Problem Gambling Awareness Month, and at a press conference this afternoon, officials from the Bahamas Gambling Addiction Awareness Program says the much-needed data will help better understand the issue. Addiction physician with the Gambling Addiction Awareness Program, Dr. Sean Knowles, says the survey could take place as soon as September.
Survey based on the live bet test, which consists of 2 questions where we're going to have that available at the local clinics. And so we'll have a 1 day where we'll advertise it, and of course we're going to encourage persons to take part in that. Why the live bet test? Well, number one, it's extremely sensitive. It has a 99% sensitivity, meaning that if anyone answers yes to either of the 2 questions, the first question meaning, have you ever had to bet more and more in order to, to achieve an objective to gambling? And the second one is that have you ever had to lie? So any person who answers 1 to either of those questions, it's most likely that they may be dealing with a gambling disorder. And so we're going to use that very short survey, get a count of our persons who may be dealing with a gambling disorder here in the country.
To get the most accurate results when the survey time comes, Gambling Addiction Awareness Program Committee Chairperson Paulette Dean says there's a need to destigmatize the addiction.
Because of the stigma attached, even when people come in with a problem, they will not say that's the issue. So you find out you're treating a disorder that they may have, a comorbid condition that they may have, and of course, after a period of time, you would find out that the person ends up with an addiction, or it's revealed that they have a gambling addiction after you would have did the tests and the different sessions and psychotherapy that is offered.
Now turning to Grand Bahama, this as Grand Bahama's Chamber of Commerce President James Carey says he's not seeing the proposed design for the island's new airport, but what he says is most important is movement is on the way. He also revealed that he's met with some of the key partners involved in the mega project. Carey's comments come after Tourism Minister Chester Cooper announced that within 20 days, demolition is expected to make way for the new international airport. Proposed renderings of the new airport were displayed during the Tourism Minister's presentation at the Grand Bahama Business Outlook a few weeks ago.
The lead for Manchester Airport Group, Andy Tyler Smith, is on the ground in Grand Bahama. In fact, I had the opportunity to sit with him at the Chamber's lunch on Wednesday. And he's very gung-ho. While he's not particularly revealing, he is very gung-ho and ready to move ahead with the completion of designs and also ultimately the groundbreaking and seeing these structures come up out of the ground. So it was all very, very positive.
And the Grand Bahama Chamber president says the project has to happen
before the end of the next 2.5 years. It must be up and going. So so it's got to come. And Freeport has languished for a while, but all the other things happening. Yes, the airport is key. And I know some others would say, well, if you look at the airports in some of the other islands and they're booming in their business, touristic business, etc. Well, My response to that is, don't many of those airports need to be improved because it's a gateway, and what impression are we giving to the world? So let's get it done.
Well, research has shown that the Bahamian capital market continues to grow, and Bahamians are being told that now is the time to invest as the opportunities are endless. Capital markets are financial markets that bring buyers and sellers together to trade stocks, bonds, currencies, and other financial assets. In our monthly sit-down interview with Group Head of Investment, Vice President David Slatter at RF Bank and Trust, he confirmed that there are several deals that are expected to come to market. He also shared more about the growing market and the role investment banking plays.
Our mission statement is to help our clients create and manage wealth. So investment banking actually creates investment securities that whether mutual funds can invest in or individuals can invest in. So when a company needs to raise capital, they'll come to an investment bank, and the investment bank will help them do that. So for example, whether it's issuing bonds or preferred shares or common shares, companies need capital to grow. And getting capital is not always that easy. So investment banks bring the holders of capital, whether it's individuals or companies or pension plans, together with those who need the capital. And over the last 25 plus years, RF has brought over $2 billion worth of capital to the market. So if you think about the importance of one's capital markets, creating $2 billion worth of initial wealth, which has grown well beyond that if you think of interest payments and dividend payments and capital appreciation on those investments. So it's an important part of the economy, important part of economic growth.
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by RF, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
All right, when our news comes back from the break, Sharon Gardner's Find Me Here, listed as one of the most streamed songs for the year. We have an exclusive interview coming up, and Ronaldo and John Mark are up next with a check on sports. The stories when our news continues.
You've heard of electric cars. Now it's time you drive one. Easy Car Sales welcomes you to experience the power and prestige of the latest electric vehicles. Plug in at home for a 65% discount off your gas bill and never get stuck at the pump again. Build your dreams of a better future with a better car, the BYD EV. Visit easy242.com to book your free test drive today. Save your money while driving in style, only at Easy Car Sales.
Bahamas Power and Light Company Limited looks forward to helping our customers eliminate wasted energy. Energy conservation is the decision and practice of using less energy. Energy efficiency means using less energy to perform the same task, unplugging appliances not in use. That's energy conservation. Replacing an old refrigerator, washing machine with a new model, adding insulation to the attic and walls of a home. That's energy efficiency. People conserve to gain more control over their energy bill and to reduce demand on the Earth's natural resources. Take this journey with us as we build for better. BPL.
I'm Michaela Kerr. I'm an 18-year-old freshman at the University of the Bahamas, and I'm a computer science major. I'm also the NT Corporation's Youth Ambassador for the Environment, and I'm an environmentalist. My journey as the environmental advocate began with a simple yet profound realization that our environment is degrading right in front of my eyes. And being NT's Youth Ambassador for the Environment means that my words and my actions hold the power to help change the environment and the world around me. I find it exciting that I can be a student, live my life, and use my words and my voice to change the environment and world around me. Most times I think it's a privilege. It's our environment and it's our generation to own. I don't think as a young person that there's anything more rewarding than being a part of bringing awareness. I'm Michaela Kerr, and I'm making a difference in my own words.
Immerse yourself in the enchanting allure of Acklands. Night after night, accompany us on a week-long expedition as we unveil the undiscovered treasures of this island paradise. See its pristine beaches, embrace the vibrant culture, and live the experience through the lens of our news. Tune in every night at 7 p.m. for a captivating blend of inspiration, adventure, and the irresistible charm of Acklands. Coming this March, only on Our News.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Fountain.
This is Our News. Welcome back. Devin Charlton sets a new world record. Sierra Walker wins its 8th straight GSSSA title. And there's a new WNBA welterweight champion. Here now with Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors, is Ronaldo and John Mark. Ronaldo?
Thanks, Natalia, and welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Mark Nutt. Let's do show. Bahamians everywhere are joining Devin Charlton on the hurdles bandwagon, one meet, one world record at a time. Charlton shattered her own 60-meter hurdles world record to win gold at the World Athletics Indoor Championship Sunday in Glasgow, Scotland. Her time of 7.65 seconds lowered her previous record of 7.67 seconds set just last month in New York.
Government better have the checkbook ready.
At the last World Indoors, Charlton won silver in a then national record of 7.81 seconds and spoke on the importance of serving as an inspiration for future generations.
It means a lot, to be the first, but I'm hoping that like other little Bahamian hurdlers see this and just know that they have the skills to do it and to do it themselves, because it's such a small nation, but we produce amazing athletes, and love to put that target out there and have them chase it.
Ken Mullings finished 4th in the heptathlon with a score of 6,242, and a dramatic finish came down to the 1,000 meters. Mullings headed into the final event, the 1,000 meters, in 3rd place, 13 points behind Sander Skotham of Norway and 47 points ahead of Erm Johannes of Estonia. Skotham and Johannes both finished ahead of Mullings in the 1,000 to claim the silver and bronze medals respectively, leaving Mullings just off the podium. Charisma Taylor's busy Sunday included a 6th place finish in the 60-meter hurdles in 7.92 seconds and a 6th place finish in the triple jump with a season's best 14.11 meters.
The Sierra Walker Knights continue the GSSSA dominance in track and field. The Knights claimed the 8th straight meet with a total of 567 points. Sierra Walker once again got the better of the rival CV Bethel Stingrays, who finished 2nd with 536 points.
They quiet. CV Bethel quiet.
We need to make sure these children, they celebrate. They have a big celebration because these kids did really, really well this year. They did extremely well. Even some of them were injured, and we tried to take some out and take some in. They did well, so they need a big celebration.
Sebastian Walcott continues to make Bahamian baseball history. John, what were you doing at 17?
Playing adults at Tabernacle.
Well, Sebastian Walcott is also playing adults, but on a slightly higher level in Major League Baseball. The 17-year-old Texas Rangers prospect became the youngest Bahamian player ever to appear in an MLB spring training game. In the 6th inning of the Rangers' 14-3 win over the Chicago White Sox Saturday, Walcott replaced Matt Duffy in shortstop.
Rashael Williams is your new NBA welterweight champion.
Not that NBA, though, the other one.
In his first fight of the year, Williams won the National Boxing Association welterweight title in his 2nd-round TKO over Andreas Vieira Saturday night in Tampa, Florida. The 34-year-old Williams out of the Contenders Boxing Gym in Fort Lauderdale improved to 11-2 in his 5th year as a pro. Williams went undefeated in his first 4 fights in 2023 and has carried that momentum into 2024.
That'll do it for Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. For John Mark Nutt, I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Back to the studio.
All right, thank you so much. Still ahead on Our News tonight, the hit song Find Me Here by Sherwin Gardner listed as one of the most streamed songs for the year. And Greg is back with more weather details when Our News returns. Stay with us.
You've heard of electric cars. Now it's time you drive one. Easy Car Sales welcomes you to experience the power and prestige of the latest electric vehicles. Plug in at home for a 65% discount off your gas bill and never get stuck at the pump again. Build your dreams of a better future with a better car, the BYD EV. Visit easy242.com to book your free test drive today. Save your money while driving in style, only at Easy Car Sales.
Bahamas Power and Light Company Limited looks forward to helping our customers eliminate wasted energy. Energy conservation is the decision and practice of using less energy. Energy efficiency means using less energy to perform the same task, unplugging appliances not in use. That's energy conservation. Replacing an old refrigerator, washing machine with a new model, adding insulation to the attic and walls of a home. That's energy efficiency. People conserve to gain more control over their energy bill and to reduce demand on the Earth's natural resources. Take this journey with us as we build for better. BPL.
I'm Michaela Kerr. I'm an 18-year-old freshman at the University of the Bahamas, and I'm a computer science major. I'm also the NT Corporation's Youth Ambassador for the Environment, and I'm an environmentalist. My journey as the environmental advocate began with a simple yet profound realization that our environment is degrading right in front of my eyes. And being NT's Youth Ambassador for the Environment means that my words and my actions hold the power to help change the environment and the world around me. I find it exciting that I can be a student, live my life, and use my words and my voice to change the environment and the world around me. Most times I think it's a privilege. It's our environment and it's our generation to own. I don't think as a young person that there's anything more rewarding than being a part of bringing awareness. I'm Michaela Kerr, and I'm making a difference in my own words.
Immerse yourself in the enchanting allure of Acklands. Night after night, accompany us on a week-long expedition as we unveil the undiscovered treasures of this island paradise. See its pristine beaches, embrace the vibrant culture, and live the experience through the lens of our news. Tune in every night at 7 p.m. for a captivating blend of inspiration, adventure, and the irresistible charm of Acklands. Coming this March, only on Our News.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Embrace technology and the digital.
Welcome back to Our News. Nice temperatures outside the Our News studios on this Monday evening. Greg is back in the Weather Center with your extended forecast. Greg?
Yeah, thanks again, Natalia. Welcome back, everybody. We are starting off March with some showers. That's courtesy of an upper-level disturbance that moved across Florida and into the northwest Bahamas. That actually triggered a surface trough across us. Most of the shower activity is now pushing out towards the east. High pressure will briefly build back across the area. That should continue to dominate our weather for at least Tuesday into the early parts of Wednesday. But we are watching a disturbance that's going to be taking shape across the far western Gulf of Mexico. That should get here sometime on Wednesday. So we're looking for some more showers in the forecast. And of course, we are enjoying these because, well, April showers, they say, bring some flowers. Taking a look at our future forecasts, as I mentioned, that disturbance across our area and that surface trough will wane. Some lingering showers across us through Tuesday, but most of the activity will be just about gone. And then we are watching the system in the far western Gulf of Mexico. That should be getting into the northwest Bahamas by Wednesday evening. So as again, once more, showers will be in the forecast during that time frame. Boating for the northwest and central Bahamas, we have a caution flag for the Atlantic side. Locally, seas will be 2 to 4 feet, southeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots, but they will be building up to 6 feet along Atlantic exposures and in some easterly swells. Low tide will be at 8:08 tonight, your high tide taking place at 2:49 in the morning. And then for the southeast Bahamas, an advisory posted for you guys down there. East to southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, seas 4 to 6, but they will be building up to 8 feet along Atlantic exposures. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, we have a quiet day tomorrow and then more moisture moving in Wednesday, Thursday. But once that clears out, improving conditions, and then Sunday, just want to keep you abreast. Time changes, so we are going to spring ahead. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
All right, thanks so much, Greg. Well, the viral song Find Me Here by artist Sherwin Gardner has already earned a spot amongst the top streamed songs for the year. Our Daniel Miller recently sat down with the artist. Let's take a look.
Sherwin Gardner has always been a prominent name in the gospel community. With 3 decades in the industry under his belt, he recently shook the Billboard charts and took the digital space by storm.
After all that I've done in my life, this song, Blessings Find Me Here, has surpassed everything. I know it being number 2 on the Billboard charts, or being even as a Caribbean dude being on the Afrobeat charts, Billboard charts. That in itself is an accomplishment.
The song, which at one point ranked number 5 globally on the digital sales chart, was not even a thought in Gardner's mind before the Christmas holiday.
I went upstairs, my studio's upstairs, and I record that little piece. I sent it to a producer in Kenya. He did the music, sent it back to me. Then I finished the music how I wanted it. And then on Christmas Day, while I was sitting, God told me, finish this song. So I went and finished the song, and I added, blessings gonna find me here.
Although he is from Trinidad, Gardner is deeply rooted in the development of gospel music here in the Bahamas. He currently serves as worship leader at Bahamas Harvest. He pioneered the gospel reggae movement.
It was 1998. The first time I came to the Bahamas, I met Monty G. I had a label called Judah Songs, and they had a label called Lion of Judah, and we combined and called it Lion of Judah Songs.
The official video for Find Me Here was shot by Jiggy Productions and is now available on YouTube. Reporting for Our News, I'm Danielle Miller.
All right, thanks for that, Danny, and thank you for joining us for our news tonight on behalf of the entire team. I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.